Hey YouTube, I have the little backdrop trying to figure things out, and it is super echoey in here. I don't know how to connect a mic to the phone, but I want to give my commentary on the whole Ayesha thing. By the way, as always, thanks so much for the comments. I read all of your comments. Thank you for, interacting with me and, getting my brain going and sharing your ideas. So if you don't know about Ayesha Curry, she was on this show called Red Table Talk, and she was talking about how uncomfortable she is with, girls coming up to her husband, Steph Curry. And I don't know anything about sports. All I know is Steph Curry is like a really good basketball player. That's all I really know. She feels uncomfortable, but also at the same time, she wishes that men would approach her the same way that women approach her husband. And she's getting dragged all over the internet, and people are saying, oh, women are saying, I understand what you're talking about, but you should have kept that to yourself. And men are just dragging her. And so I wanted to talk about it and give my perspective, because I think the dragging of her is ridiculous. It is completely 100% normal for a woman to crave that attention. You got to remember that we live in a very, I don't know what to call it other than patriarchal. We live in a society where women's sex appeal is highly valued, okay? And when people get upset when you say we live in a patriarchy, it's so dumb. Like, we live in a patriarchy. People in leadership are men. I'm not saying that you can't be a woman in a position of power, but we live in a white patriarchy, dude. Like, people in power are white men. So that is kind of what is deemed valuable, and what values we have are kind of dictated by what's important to that demographic. You understand what I'm saying? And women's sexuality is important to the male demographic. And women have been socialized and raised and conditioned through just growing up here and family and friends and school and media, and now even more with our phones, to seek value in being desirable to men. Every woman wants to be seen as desirable to men. Your 60-year-old grandma, so your 80-year-old grandma, a part of her still wishes that she was desirable to men. A lot of older women just kind of let it go. Like, it's been so many years. It's been decades since somebody looked at them and desired them, that they just kind of were like, whatever, I'm over it. But if they could have it, they would have it, okay? So it's not weird that she says, oh, I wish guys would talk to me. Now, people are saying, well, that's hypocritical. You don't like girls going up to your husband. Here's the thing. We know that a man like Steph Curry could have any woman that he wants, like, it's just kind of, in that industry, it's just kind of accepted that your man's going to cheat. So if she is not getting outside validation that she still got it, that she's still hot, she's still sexy, and all these other women, all these other gorgeous women are coming up to your husband, obviously she's insecure. Obviously. And it would make her feel more secure if the same thing were happening to her, so that her husband can see, okay, my wife still got it. That's my wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like, her husband can compete for her attention the same way that she feels like she's competing for his attention. But right now it's an uneven seesaw. You know what I'm saying? Like, she feels like she's competing for her husband's attention, and her husband does not have to compete for her attention whatsoever. I'm not saying that that is literally what she's doing. Like, I'm not saying that literally there are girls texting his phone and she's like, listen, pay attention to me, I'm your wife. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like when a plethora of hot women are talking to your husband and you don't get any outside validation that you're also hot. You, in that moment when you're watching that, you feel like you're competing for your own husband. It's a huge insecurity. Also, keep in mind she has 3 kids, and so there's also this nullification of mothers. Like, there's this thing that women go through after they have kids, that like this unspoken rule that you can no longer be sexy. And I'm sure she feels that as well. Also, people are saying, well, what if a man said that, then it would be so bad. Listen, first of all, men and women are not the same. We know this. We know men and women are not the same. We know in the celebrity status that men are more likely to cheat than women. So obviously, if a man said the same thing Ayesha said, it wouldn't be taken the same way, because men are men, women are women. But also, there are men who have kind of said, who are in that boat. Like, I forgot who it is. The man who married Olivia Wilde. He's like not that attractive. I don't remember his name, but there are men who marry attractive women, and these women have all this attention, and they're on the covers of magazines, and everybody wants them. Meanwhile, the guy is like, has a pot belly and a scraggly beard. And, I'm sure, I don't know how men think, but I know men don't crave all this outside validation from women the same way women crave it from the outside world. But I do know men do like, somebody saying, hey, you look good today. Like, men appreciate being complimented and getting some outside validation because it happens so little. Here's the other thing you have to remember. Men are not conditioned to be valued for their looks. They're not conditioned the same way women are. Men can go months and never get a compliment on their physical appearance, and they're okay with, like, that's the norm. Women, that's not the same. That's not normal for women. If a woman goes months with nobody telling her that she's pretty, nobody complimenting her looks, she feels like, I must be ugly POS. For a man, that's normal. So again, there's the difference between men and women again. But all in all, what I'm trying to say is, what Ayesha said is normal. What Ayesha said is, there's nothing wrong with what she said. And I'm glad she said it. Some people are like, well, she should have kept that to herself. You don't say that publicly. She needs to say it publicly. We need more people to talk about their insecurities publicly. Do you know what's on the rise in America today? Drug addiction, death from drug addiction, and death from suicide is on the rise. We are living in a society where we're supposed to be more connected because of our phones, but we're even further distanced. You're trying to tell me somebody as famous and successful and beautiful and hit the jackpot as Ayesha Curry, not sharing her insecurities, is better? Her sharing her insecurities is better for society. It helps other women feel like, I'm not insane. I'm not weird. What I'm feeling is totally normal. Even the best of us feel this way. And that's very helpful to a lot of people. So I'm glad she shared it. She should not have kept it to herself. And I hope that she doesn't regret saying what she said. I hope she realizes that the internet is just really stupid and they just like to troll people, and they'll get over it in, a week or two. And I hope that she stands by what she said, because I like that she said it. I think it brought validation to a lot of women. So that's my perspective on the Ayesha Curry thing. Let me know if you want to hear more of my perspective on things. Let me know by commenting below and hitting the like button and hitting subscribe, because I'm just going to keep posting, y'all. I was watching tutorials on how to edit videos with Adobe Premiere because I stopped trying to edit videos because I could not figure out how to use Adobe for the life of me. But I love sharing ideas and thoughts and exploring life with you guys. All these things, all these dramas that I like talking about and share my opinion about, I share my opinion because I feel like my opinion is different than other people's, and I like to share a perspective, because what I've found in my life over and over again is when I have a shift in perspective, I have a shift in my actual reality. And if you're like me and you're just constantly trying to create the reality of your dreams, of your choosing, then exploring these things is a lot of fun because it can translate into your life. And that's what we do over here. So make sure you hit subscribe, join my Life Lovers gang. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, much love, much luck. Peace out.